Hello, everyone, and welcome in to the third episode of Pick and Roll with the Presley Bros. I really appreciate you tuning in to another episode here. I wanted to say before we got started, last Thursday was our last episode, and my audio was just terrible. It was echoing so bad, and that was my fault. I didn't mute one of our mics. I had two mic sources open, so bear with us on that, guys. We're new to this live streaming thing, and we're trying to get through it. But hopefully, that's gone now. So, really appreciate you joining us. Really, really do. Thank you for watching. Let's hop right into the show, Dalton. Let's get to some weekend reaction. Actually, I guess we probably need to go back further than just the weekend. We need to go back to Thursday to Purdue at Alabama. And Dalton, both of
Yeah.
us picked Alabama, and we were both wrong. So, Dalton, what are your
Yep.
thoughts on that game?
Well, first, I am doing very poorly on
Yes,
predictions. I think I am I think I'm 2-4 right now.
it happens, bud.
2-4. So it is what it is. Hopefully, I'll get better as the season goes on. But there's a few key takeaways for me, and hopefully, I don't take everything that you have to say. My first one is the guard play for Alabama.
Yep.
Outside of Aiden Holloway, who had 21, the team high for Bama, Philon and Reitzel played pretty poorly. They combined for 17 points on 2 for 12 from 3 and 7 of 23 overall. So you talk about a really bad showing for what you would probably say your two best players, or if not your two best players, maybe LeVaron Philon at 1, Aiden Holloway at 2, and Reitzel at 3. That's just how I would rank them personally. But they did not play good. You cannot have those kind of games from those players if you're going to win big games like that. Now let's go over to Braden Smith's guard play, and then I'll let you take some of it. I'll let you take it after this. Braden Smith had 29, shooting 5 of 10 from 3 and 7 of 19 overall. So almost shot 50% overall on the whole entire game. Now they did good on Fletcher Lawyer. He struggled. He struggled. They did good on him, but I would rather have Fletcher Lawyer had 29 than Braden Smith have 29, because Braden Smith is the engine of that Purdue team.
Yeah.
So when he's doing well and he's going off, it's even harder to win than it is for someone like Fletcher Lawyer or Trey Kaufman-Rand, who also had a really big game too.
He did.
And so the guards for Purdue played a lot better in my opinion. Even though Fletcher Lawyer didn't play that good, Braden Smith just took the game away, and Alabama's guards did not play very well outside of Aiden Holloway. That's the first big takeaway for me. I'll let you take it over so I don't hog the whole mic.
No, that's fine. Say what you need to say, but no, that was one of the keys that we talked about, Dalton, was we said the difference was going to be Alabama's guard play. Alabama was they've got 3 guys, Philon, Holloway, Reitzel, and they played so good against St. John's, and I guess we just kind of thought it was going to translate, over to the Purdue game. But man, Braden Smith was the best player on the floor, not just the best guard. He was the best player. Hit big shot after big shot after big shot. He, was making plays for his teammates. And I think most importantly, down the stretch, he hit every one of his free throws. He went to the free throw line a lot and he was hitting them.
Oh, yeah.
I've kind of been slow coming around on Braden Smith. Like, I've never thought he was like an elite player like a lot of people have. I don't know how you can deny that now, man. Like, that dude's legit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, do you agree that he's one of like a player of the year candidate?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure he was preseason player of the year. Like, everyone had the odds were in his favor.
Yeah.
Were in his favor. And now I'm pretty sure he's a 5th-year senior. I'm pretty sure.
This may be 4. It's 4 or 5. I think it's 4.
4 or 5 for sure. Their team is really old, and I'm going to talk about that here in a minute. But yes, Braden Smith is 100% a player of the year contender. He had 29 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists, if I remember correctly. Let me go look at that real quick just to make sure I'm giving those stats correctly.
Yeah, well,
I don't want to say something that isn't correct. So I want to make sure I'm giving you the right stats here. 29 points, 3 turnovers, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists.
Solid game.
Yeah, shot.
Yeah.
50% from 3, 37% overall, 83% from the free throw line. I mean, just a really good game all around.
Well, Dalton, the other thing that I think is the glaring thing that stands out here is the rebounding.
Yep.
I mean, Alabama almost got doubled up on rebounding, 52-28.
Yeah.
Purdue had the rebounding edge. That is atrocious for Alabama. I mean, and it's not like Alabama didn't care. It's not like they weren't in the game and that they were lethargic or something. Like, I just think Purdue wanted it that much more. I just think Purdue is just that much more physical. And we said that how Alabama plays the bigs was going to be a huge factor in this game. And I didn't consider rebounding as much, but man, that was the difference. That rebounding edge just killed Alabama. And so I think if you would have known that stat before the game, like if somebody would have told you, hey, Purdue's going to out-rebound Alabama 52-28, you would have known who's going to win. Like, that is one of those stats, dude. That was just – it was unreal. They were getting every ball. They wanted it more. They just did. So
they did.
Anyways, I think that's the difference.
Yeah, I think that was the game too. I have it here on my notes. Like, that was where the game was.
Yeah.
And not only did Purdue out rebound 52-28, it was 19-7 offensive rebound.
Yes.
Yeah. 19-7. And that means you got 19 second tries. And sometimes it was like third or fourth tries for Purdue.
Some of those possessions, like 4 tries, you know.
I'm just like, man, put a body on somebody. My biggest frustration with college basketball and NBA is you never see like an official box out anymore. It is so rare to see a textbook box out. Trey Kaufman had 19 and 15 rebounds. Oscar Clough, who had 9 points, 11 rebounds. So, and their guards rebounded the ball really well. It's just you can't win the game when you almost get doubled up on rebounds. You just can't. No. I mean, I cannot see a way of them winning. But let's go to this. Even with everything that we've mentioned so far against Alabama, they still had a chance down in the wire. It was 82-80 with a minute and 16 left to go. And it was a 1-1. LeBaron Philon was on the line.
Missed the front end.
Missed it. And that was after that, it was just like,
dang.
Dude.
I think Purdue scored.
They did. Braden Smith went down, drew a foul on Taylor Ball-Bowen, if I remember correctly.
Something like that.
I was at the game, and he made both the free throws. They went up 4, and the game was pretty much over at that point. I mean,
yeah, it was. Hey, Dalton, can you guess who the leading rebounder was for Alabama and how many he had?
I don't know. I really don't know this. I am just taking a guess. Okay. I'm going to say it was Amari Allen with 4.
You got 4 correct, but it was Aiden Sherrill with 4.
Oh, wow.
I mean, and honestly, here on ESPN, they have like like who led the team in rebounds. There was actually another one. LeBaron had 4, and you're right. Amari Allen did have 4, so you were technically right on that. But
I just guessed.
Yeah. 3 guys had 4 rebounds. That's not good enough.
Yeah.
You know, that's not good enough. I still think Alabama's a good team. I still think that they can make some noise come March. I still think, I mean, they hung with Purdue, who I think is one of the best teams in the country.
Yeah, 100%.
So, but they have no time to, feel sorry for themselves or whatever. Like they've got Illinois, and then they've got Gonzaga in the Players Era Festival. So you got to get back at it. Purdue's a good team. So
yeah, they are. And I kind of want to touch on that just for a second. I think Purdue is a great team. I think this is in my personal opinion, Matt Painter's really big last chance to win a national title. Do I think they will? No. But 4 out of 5 starters are seniors. So they're losing
Yikes.
4 of their 5 guys, and two of them which have been there forever, in Braden Smith and Fletcher Lawyer. Is Purdue always going to be a top 25 team? Yes. I don't know if we would ever see Purdue fall out of top 25 preseason
Yeah.
at least. But after this season, they are losing a lot. So I'm curious to see how they do this season and in the coming future. How is Matt Painter going to turn his team around pretty much?
Yeah,
Well,
that's an
because
interesting point. I'm curious to see, but he's got a good team this year, so this may be the year. We'll see.
yeah,
Um,
I mean, it's just like the Auburn
anyways,
team last year.
yeah, they were a good team,
Yeah, 4 out of 5 starters left.
right?
Only one came back was Todd Pettiford.
Um, well, that was a good game. Let's move on to another one. I don't want to stick on this one too long, but another Friday night. Well, actually, there was a lot on Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to. I was going to go to BYU versus UConn, but that's on Saturday, so we'll get to that in a second. Arizona
Yeah.
Arizona barely beat UCLA
Mm-hmm.
69-65 on Friday. Did you have any thoughts on that game?
Yeah, I unfortunately didn't get to watch a lot of this one. I was traveling with my youth group, and as I mentioned before, me and Tucker are both ministers, and I got to put my real job first
Yeah,
over watching college basketball. I was driving my youth group kids. I'm not going to watch and drive anytime, but especially not with my youth group kids in the bus with me. But from what I did get to watch, it seemed like Koa Pete played very passively.
yeah,
I watched like the last 7 minutes or so, and I think I only saw him shoot the ball one time. He shot the ball 5 times total, made 2 of them, and finished with 7 points. Now, I do think that's a really important stat for Arizona because I think Koa Pete is easily their best player, and he only had 7 points, and you still won. You
yeah.
still won the game with your best
They
player
won it.
only having 7. Now, Anthony Dell'Orso, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly or
Oh,
not,
good.
but he came off the bench, sparked the Wildcats, and finished with 20 points off the bench, which was a game high. A game
Yeah,
high for Dell'Orso off the bench. And that's a really big stat. Jaden Bradley hit some really clutch shots coming down the stretch. He hit a 3 to go up 65-63 when Arizona was down 1. So they went up 2. UCLA missed a shot, and they went up 4 with 28 seconds left to go. Jaden Bradley made a layup. So that's 5 points by himself, but two really big baskets down the stretch for Arizona. Jaden Bradley has looked like the leader of that team, but I still think Koa Pete is the best player.
yeah. Yeah, I didn't get to watch this one either, but clearly Koa Pete struggled. I was keeping up with the score, and I was kind of seeing him not having his best game. But yeah, Del Orso off the bench, he had 20. But I'll tell you the difference here, man. The points in the paint. That's it. Arizona had 38 to UCLA's 20.
Oof.
So, they kind of beat them up in the paint, and so they couldn't
Mm-hmm.
handle Arizona there. But I honestly thought this game was going to be worse.
Yeah.
I thought Arizona would win this game a little, maybe not running away, but I thought that they would win this game. Donovan Dent, that the
Mm-hmm.
transfer
Yes.
for UCLA, man, he's a great player, but he did not have a great game. He was 5 of
Yeah.
16 with just 11 points. So got to get a little bit more from him. I still think this
Mm-hmm.
is, going to be a pretty good team. UCLA, both UCLA and Arizona for that matter.
Yeah.
This used to be what, a Pac-12 matchup,
Yeah.
Pac-10 matchup. Now it's not, which I hate, but I do like that they're playing. So that was. Any other thoughts on Arizona, UCLA? We can move on. There's several games that we got to get to
Yeah.
here.
I mean, just one quick thing. I know Del Orso scored 20 off the bench, but UCLA only had 3 points off the bench, and it was 28-3. Now, one guy had 20, but still,
Yeah,
you
the bench
can't.
play.
If you rely only on your starters all season, you're not going to go very far
Yeah,
because someone's going to play bad. Donovan Dent played bad. someone's not going to step up. So that means you got to have a guy coming off the bench. Who's going to step up? 28 to 3 bench points. That is also, I think that's another big key of why UCLA lost. But we can move on from that one. It was a good game. A lot closer than I thought as well.
Yeah, I mean, UCLA had the lead at half. I mean, they were only down by 3. Sorry, only down by 3 at half, and they were in it, and had the lead in the second half, like you said. So, next game up, I don't. Did we pick UCLA Arizona? I don't remember picking that one.
I'm pretty sure we did. I'm almost positive. I was like, because I was looking at my record, I was like, okay, I picked Arizona, so that gives me another win.
Okay,
another one that I picked.
I don't even remember.
I'm pretty sure we did.
I do think we need to address real quickly Michigan at TCU. I don't know if you saw any of this. You probably didn't. I actually did get to watch some of this game.
Okay.
And I was again surprised, that TCU was hanging in this game. But well, let me put it this way. It seemed like, TCU, their home crowd was in it. They had momentum, it seemed, in that game. But I don't know. To me, it just felt like Michigan's going to get back in this game, and they were never like out of it. I made it seem like they were like losing by like 20 or something. But
yeah,
TCU, the points that I were watching, did have the lead, did have the momentum, and man, they looked like they were gonna maybe pull this off. But there was always this part of me that's like, Michigan's gonna get this and come back. Let me pull up this this box score and stuff for this game.
That's what I was looking at too.
67-63, down the stretch. Michigan made the plays they needed to make. I was looking at this. There's a player for TCU, and he's Brock Harding. That's him, Brock Harding. He played really well, man. I thought he was, a really, really nice player for TCU in that game. He had 15, but the rest of the starters really, I mean, they just didn't do a whole lot. But man, they hung in there. And so, but again, Michigan made the plays. I don't know about Michigan, man. I just don't. Like, Elliot Cadeau had 3 points. Burnett had 8. Ade Mara, who was a standout in the previous game, didn't play great.
Yeah, he did not at all. I was going to say something like that.
But Yaxel did. He played a little bit better. He hit some big free throws down the stretch. That's I saw the ending where he hit some free throws to kind of ice it. But man, I don't know. I don't know about this Michigan team, how good they're going to be.
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
I mean, I didn't watch this game. I didn't see it at all. So I'll just give a very brief thing. I mean, I mentioned in our first episode, I'm pretty sure it was the first one, I said that I like Michigan as a sleeper pick.
Yeah.
Someone that is going to take a run in March, who's going to be really solid. But they have had two really close calls against, I wouldn't say like bad teams, but in recent history have not been like good, like the top 25, top 30 teams. I mean, TCU was good a few years ago, but they're nowhere nearly what they are. They're nowhere even nearly close to the level they were a few years ago. Yaxel Lindenborg had the best game for Michigan, but Brock Harding had the game high with only 15.
Yeah,
it's really low scoring.
Low scoring game. I mean, there wasn't a ton of offense, but I mean, you got to give it to TCU for hanging in there. And like I said, they were leading most of the time I was watching, and then just Michigan just crawled back in it and took it. So hey, survive in advance, right? You win and you move on. All right. Next game, we got to move through these here. Dude, I wanted to say something about, Gonzaga beat Arizona State by 12. We won't touch on that one. Samford at Arkansas. Did you see how close that game was?
I saw how close it was, but I didn't. Again, another game I didn't get to watch, unfortunately, since I was gone all weekend.
79-75. What is going on with these guys, man? Like, I mean, you've got Calipari, and you've got a really talented team with some players back. And it's just, you're beating Samford by 4.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, is this just going to be another year where it's like, I don't know, underperforming? You've got, uh, Nick Pringle had 0 points, by the way, Dalton.
Yeah.
But Wagner had 10, Carter Knox had 4. That's not great from guys
Hmm.
who are returning. Um, I don't know, man. This team's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know
It,
what
it
to say.
seems to me with John Calipari, and it always seems this way. Even when he was at Kentucky, he's like, "All right, I'm going to play Samford, and we're going to be close. But then I'm going to go at Kentucky.
Yeah.
Right? I'm saying as a coach, and I'm going to win.
Yeah.
Like he wins these big games, which you want him, but like 79-75 against Samford, who's definitely you would say subpar D1 team. So and yeah, they gave Kansas a run a few years ago in the March Madness tournament. I think that's irrelevant now, but
Yeah, no doubt.
still, John Calipari, he's I don't know. There's something about him that's always off to me. Like, he's a
Did you
good coach.
lose connection, Dalton?
No, can you hear me?
Oh no. Okay. I thought you froze for a second. Okay.
No.
Yeah, something is off with Calipari,
Yeah.
man. I don't know. And like
Something about him.
he had that championship at Kentucky, had a couple other really good teams, but to
Mhm.
me, he's always underperformed as a coach. And it just looks like this team right now is on the same trajectory of kind of underperforming. Although last year they did overperform in the tournament and they knocked out St. John's. So
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to them on that. It's just I expected more from them. I mean, we've got a guy here at church who is a huge Arkansas fan. He was like, dude, they're a top 5 team, no doubt. And they do not look like a top 5 team right now. No. So
Not even close.
all right. Saturday, BYU versus UConn. We both picked BYU in this one. And again, we were wrong. So Dalton, thoughts on this one, bud?
Well, you called it. I mean, AJ Dybantz had an incredible game. Did everything he could for BYU. He had a game high of 25 on 57% from the field. 57%. You cannot say, okay, AJ Dybantz did not play well. Here's the good thing, though. Here's the good thing for BYU. Richie Saunders had 17 and Robert Wright III had 16. So it's not like these guys aren't helping AJ Dybantz. I think the biggest takeaway was Keba Keita.
Yep.
I don't know if you saw, he went down in the game and didn't come back in the first half.
Only had 8 minutes. I'm looking at it. He only played 8 minutes total.
And he is
He's a good player.
The engine for that team. I use this term often. I know people don't like him, but I use he's the Draymond Green. Draymond Green for the Golden State Warriors is like the do-it-all guy. He might not score a lot, but he's going to get your rebounds. He's going to play defense. He's going to get your assist. Keba Keita is the same way. He gets rebounds and he plays solid defense. With that being said, when a guy goes out, just like in any other sport, it's next man up.
Yeah.
You have to be ready. So whoever filled his shoes just wasn't up to the task that I think Keba Keita would have been. And do I think that Keba Keita would they have won the game if he would have played? Maybe. It would have been a different game. So you can't really say he would have won if he would have played. UConn played really, really well. I'll let you get to some stats. Any thoughts that you have?
They did have 2 guys played over 20 minutes off the bench. Kadeem Boop, great name.
Yeah.
And Dawson Baker. And Dawson Baker had 12 points.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think when you lose a starter like that, it can really throw off your game. I think losing Keba Keita was a huge, huge part of this game. Again, not saying they would have won the game, but I think it would have been a little bit different how it would have played out. They were down by 11 at half, so you got to give it to them that they fought back and they only lost by 2 points.
Yeah.
But dude, listen to this. This is UConn. Alex Caravan, 21. Terrace Reed Jr., 21. Silas Demery, 21.
Yeah.
3 players with 21 points.
I had that mentioned on my notes as well.
I mean, that's a good output from starters. I expect more from Solo Ball. He only had 8 in 23 minutes, but man, those other guys, they went off. And like Silas Demery, that's a transfer from Georgia. and he's playing well for them right now. He went 8 of 11 from the free throw line. That's big. Solid numbers there. But man, having 3 guys score 21 points.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how UConn will continue to play, because I mean they got a huge matchup coming up here with Arizona.
Oh yeah. As I said last week, I said last year's team kind of went as Alex Caravan went.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure. It's early in the season, so I'm not sure if it's going to be the same case, but he had 21 points, as Tucker just mentioned, on 72% shooting and 100% from 3. UConn, as Tucker said, 4 guys. Well, there was 4 guys in double digits. So 3 guys scored 21. Another guy had 10. Was that correct? Is that correct? 10? Yeah. What's his name? Jaden Ross had 10 off the bench. So 4 guys in the double digits. They shot 57% from the field as a team and 44% from the 3 as a team. It's going to be really hard to win when you're shooting the ball that well.
Yeah.
Now, you also mentioned last week BYU on the defensive end. It seems that those struggles are continuing. Because
still an issue.
You don't play good defense and allow a team to shoot 57% from the field. You just don't. It's just not. They can be hot, but 57%, that's like.
And they shot 49% in their own right. I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But from 3, they shot 31%. UConn shot 44%. And that's, I'm looking at the stats. They're pretty even across the board, but the field goal percentage, in particular, the 3-point percentage is the difference here. UConn shot 8 of 18, whereas BYU, way more output, but only made 8 of 26.
Yeah. I think for BYU to make a run, like I predicted, I said they were my preseason pick. I'm going to hold on to it for a long time. Obviously, it's a long season. They're going to need to step it up on the defensive end.
Good on you, bud.
So we'll see what happens. I like BYU a lot. I like their coach, Kevin Young.
Yeah, good coach.
Yeah.
Good coach.
We'll see how it goes. It was a great game. Biggest game of the weekend for sure.
Yeah. All right, Houston versus Auburn real quick, and then we'll move into some predictions for the games coming up. Man, you picked Houston in a landslide.
Yeah, I did.
I thought Houston would win, but it would be a little bit closer. I didn't think it would be this close. Houston was pretty much leading this whole game, but Auburn just, every time Houston would get ahead, Auburn's pulling back in. Every time Houston gets ahead, Auburn pulls back in. But man, these freshmen for Houston are coming up huge. Chris Sanak Jr. is really, really good. He went 8 of 10 from the field with 18 points, 9 rebounds. But Kingston Flemings, man, I was shocked by him. 22 points, 18 in the first half, man.
Yeah.
And he had 35 minutes. He's going to be like a big player down the stretch. And but man, you got to give it to Auburn. After struggling with Bethune-Cookman in the first game of the season, they bounced back. They played well and just came up a little short in this game. Still, I think you could get a little bit more from Tahad Pettiford. Personally, he played better. He had 15 points, but he went 5 of 14, 3 of 8 from 3. I still think you can get more from him. So anyways, any thoughts from you?
I agree with everything that you said. I did think that it was going to be a landslide. I thought Houston was going to be way too much for Auburn, but I'm going to go ahead and start out with saying, man, was I wrong. Yeah. So if any Auburn fan watches this game, watches last week's episode, then watches this week's episode, I apologize. And it's probably unlikely, but here, anyways, I apologize. Yeah. I was wrong for sure. Auburn came to play. Yeah. I mean, Deshaun Hall, we've talked about him multiple times. He's good, man. Double machine. He's averaging 23 and 11, but this game might have looked a lot differently. He went out with 4:14 to go. I don't know if you knew that. He got hurt with 4 minutes and 14 seconds left to go, and he did not come back in the game. He tried to, but he couldn't do it.
Really? I watched the end of the game. I thought he was in the game.
No. Maybe I was wrong.
It's Murphy. They have Keyshawn Murphy.
Yes. He went out with 4:14 and did not come back in.
Yeah, that may have been the difference.
Would Auburn have won that game? Honestly, probably.
Maybe.
But also, 2 of Houston's starters also fouled out. One of them was Chris Sanak, and then the other one was Joseph Tugler. JoJo Tugler.
JoJo Tugler is a defensive man. That dude is good.
Machine. Tahad Pettiford, I agree. He needs to step it up. He had his best game, but at the end, he missed all 3 go-ahead baskets. at the end of the game. Now,
Yeah.
one of them was blocked.
Yeah, I think they were
One of
trying
them
to
was
force
blocked.
it too much with him.
So give credit to Houston's defense. They played really tough down the stretch. They got some really big blocks to save the win. But it's a really different Houston basketball team than we've seen in the past. I cannot remember. I don't remember a Houston team ever since I've been watching college basketball who was relying on their freshmen to get the job done.
Yeah.
There's no Marcus Sasser. There's no Jamal Shedd. There's no LJ Cryer. So those guys are gone. So you got Kristen Ack and Kingston Flemings. I think those are going to be your engine guys. So the big question for Houston is who are you going to rely on to get you a bucket? Because those are those guys. You're like, all right, let's give it to LJ Cryer, get a bucket.
They got Milos Uzan back from the Final Four team. They got Emmanuel Sharp back, but those guys, I don't know, they've seemed to underperform so far to me. Which Milos Uzan was never like a big scorer. He's just kind of a consistent player.
Yeah.
But neither of them have really, been huge yet, in my opinion. I still, Dalton, with Houston, this is always their issue. They're going to be great on the defensive end, but where does the offense come from? Like, where do you get a bucket? Right.
True.
And I think that's going to be, and like you kind of just mentioned, they don't have like that dude this year, like Cryer.
Yeah.
And they struggled last year at times with scoring. So, I mean, I think that's going to be the issue this year again. And I think that may limit their kind of lower their ceiling. So
I agree.
Anyways, still a good game, man. Auburn got to give it to them for fighting and getting in that game. And they could have had the win in the end.
Oh, yeah, a great game. Oh, I don't know if you saw the little controversy there at the end with there was 1 second left to go on the clock. They threw it up. They called a foul, and the clock ran out, and they just said game over.
Oh, I didn't know they called a foul. I watched that, but
I'm pretty sure they called a foul. Or maybe they were wanting a foul.
I think they wanted a foul. I don't know if they called a foul.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which I personally think that you can't call a foul right there.
Yeah, that wasn't a foul. It is what it is. But good game. Got to give it to Auburn for hanging in there. Houston survives and wins the game.
Yep.
All right, Dalton. We now move into some predictions for these upcoming games. Man, Tuesday night, the Champions Classic, huge games. Michigan State versus Kentucky, Kansas versus Duke. Is there one that stands out to you from those two in the Champions Classic?
Yeah, I think the bigger game there is going to be Michigan State versus Kentucky, which some people might say, oh, that's crazy. I'm not. We're going to get to it in a second. I'm just not super high on Kansas as of right now. I am going to take the upset, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it out here. I think Michigan State's going to win. I don't think that Michigan State's best player is Jackson Kohler, their big man. I don't think Kentucky has the defensive big man that they're going to need to stop him. Tom Izzo is probably the best coach in college basketball right now.
Got to be one of them.
If not the top, he's definitely top 3 easily. He's incredible. I just don't think Kentucky's going to have what it takes to stop their offense and their defense. That's kind of Michigan State kind of hangs their hat on the defensive end now too. But who's gonna stop Jackson Kohler? That's my big thing. Denzel Aberdeen is going to really need to step up for Kentucky. I mean, not step up. My bad. I said that wrong. He's going to need to have a good game. That's what I meant to say.
He is having a good game.
Kentucky. He is stepping up for Kentucky. He's playing really well. He's averaging 15 points per game on 56 from the field. But he's going to have another big game for them to win. I'm going to take the upset and pick Michigan State. I'm a big Tom Izzo fan too, so maybe I'm a little biased. But give me Michigan State in a close one though.
Yeah, I'm looking at KenPom here. Kentucky's number 4 in KenPom, and Michigan State, I'm kind of shocked, all the way down at 33.
Wow.
And it's really their offense is at 57, their offensive rating. Defense is at 14.
Yeah.
I mean, Kentucky's it's kind of shocking. Their defensive rating is at 10 right now, and their offense is at 8. I don't buy a defensive rating of 10 personally. And I know you have a small sample size so far. But I just don't see that from Kentucky. Now, I do believe their offense is legit. They're going to be legit with Mark Pope, on offense. But I don't know if I buy them that high on the defensive end of things.
Yeah.
With that being said, I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going to pick Kentucky in this game. I actually think Kentucky's going to get it done. They came up short at Louisville. But I feel like in these Champions Classics, they come up big. Like in the past, I think they
That's
beat
true.
Duke last year in this.
That is
Or
true.
we may need to research that, but pretty sure they did. But man, I think Kentucky, can do this because I'm looking at their offense. They average 92.8 points per game.
Yeah, that's
And
really good.
that is really, really good. And I know that Michigan State's got a really good defense. So, I mean, I don't think they're going to drop 93, but I don't know if, Michigan State's seen an offense like this. They played Arkansas, beat Arkansas. I think Kentucky's even more of a high-powered offensive team. And so I think with what they can throw at you, with multiple guys, like you got Denzel Aberdeen, who's playing really well. Otega Owe
Yeah.
is going to be a good player always, as we know. Garrison, they've got the players, I think, to pull this game off. I think Kentucky's gonna win. So
Yeah. I think it's gonna be a close one. My big thing is the big man. They don't have last year. I can't remember the guy's name. Kentucky had a solid big man, good on both sides of the floor, offense and defense. They don't really have that this year.
Yeah.
So I think Jackson Kohler is gonna have a great game personally, and I think that's going to be the difference: rebounding and big men.
Yeah. Kansas and Duke. I was looking up. I know Darren Peterson got hurt, and I'm trying to see an update here. This one does not look good. It looks like he's not going to go, is what I'm saying. Looks like Bill Self is basically saying they don't know if he's going to be playing. Says we've got some things to discuss, and we're looking at it. He's getting the best treatment, but he's got tightness in his right hamstring. He wants to be out there so bad, but I'm not going to put him out there until he feels well. So that doesn't sound like he's going to play. And if he doesn't play, I think it's pretty much. I think Duke's going to win either way, to be honest.
Yeah.
But if Darren Peterson does not play, then I think for sure Kansas had this. I'm sorry, Duke has this.
Yeah.
Duke's actually went up to 1 in KenPom, 6 offensive rating, 9 defensive rating. They've looked really good. And Kansas is down at 26, still a good team, but I think their offense is lagging behind so far. Again, very small sample size here.
Yeah.
But any thoughts on that game, Dalton?
I think Duke gets the win as well. I think they're going to be too much for Kansas, especially. I didn't even know the injury about Darren Peterson.
Yeah,
but that really hurts because he's easily their best player. I know Flora Badunga is averaging 17 points per game, but I would give Darren Peterson the best player on that team, even as a freshman. I think the only way, I'm just going to play devil's advocate here for a second. The only way Kansas gets the job done is whoever ends up guarding Cameron Boozer. Can you shut him down? I mean, like, you're pretty much going to have to shut him down.
Animal.
Yeah, he's so good. I mean,
22.5 points a game, 10.3 rebounds, 4.3 assists. He leads Duke in all categories.
Yeah, that's insane.
So, yep, I think you're right.
Going to have to shut him down, and if they do, then I think they'll have a chance, but that is a really big if.
Yeah. I think Duke wins this game, and I think, honestly, it's not going to be close.
I don't think so either.
If Darren Peterson does not play.
Yes. I'll agree with that.
So we're both in agreement on that one.
Yes.
Looking ahead to Wednesday night, Alabama is playing Illinois. That's going to be a ranked matchup for sure, probably like a top 15 matchup. Any thoughts on that game, Dalton?
Well, we talked last week about Illinois and how they look really good here. And I said personally that this is the best Illinois team, in my opinion, that I've seen since Io DeSumo and Kofi Cockburn. And again, you said earlier, we're going to say it a million times, it is a small sample size. But between Andre Stojakovic and Kylan Boswell, that is a really good duo. They have I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Ivisic.
Yeah, Zamnivir Ivisic. Yeah. And look, another big guy that Bama has to guard and box out. So is Bama going to do that? I'm not 100. I'm not sure, but
I
I
don't worry
do.
about him, Dalton, as much rebounding. He's more of like a pick and pop or like a 3-point guy.
That's
He's
fair.
kind of lanky, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I do. I do think I didn't have to give my prediction. I do think Bama will get the win. I think losing to Purdue is going to kind of light a fire under them, and they're going to come out hot, and they're going to be firing a lot of threes, as Nate Oates likes to do. And I think it's going to be a big bounce back game for LeBaron Philon. Guard play is going to be the biggest thing, but for both teams.
Yeah.
Who's going to play better on the guards? Is LeBaron Philon and Aiden Holloway going to play better, or is Kylan Boswell and Andre Stojakovic going to play better?
Yeah. Well, I look at Ken Palm again. Illinois is at 6.
Wow.
Yeah. They're a really well-balanced team. Good offensive. They're at number 3 on offense, number 16 defense. Alabama's down at 21. The defense is always going to be the issue for Alabama. And that's what I worry about in this game, with players like Boswell and Stojakovic and even Ivisic, who can shoot the 3 ball. Alabama they just struggle to defend. I mean, there's no other way to put it. But I mean, Illinois is averaging 98 points per game, 97.8 points per game. And they're holding their opponents to 66.8. Alabama, 81.7, holding their opponents. So I worry about this because Illinois is a good offensive team, and Alabama, that's where they struggle.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. I'm actually going to pick Illinois in this game, Dalton. I hate to do it, but I'm going to pick Illinois. I think Illinois, their offense is I think it's just going to be too much for Alabama.
Yeah.
They also average, about 10 more rebounds in Alabama per game. That's an issue. It's been an issue for Bama. So I think Illinois, I don't know, man. I hate to pick against Alabama, but I'm going to pick Illinois to win this game. Very, very close. I would not be shocked, and I want Alabama to win, obviously. But I'm gonna pick Illinois, and I'm hoping that will put them in desperation mode against Gonzaga in the Players Era Festival.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close one, and you're right on about kind of what I was saying is that how good their offense is and how good they've looked so far on the offensive end, and Alabama's defense is just poor and has been poor for years now.
Yeah.
I mean, the last solid defensive team that I can remember really was with Herb Jones, and that's almost
no. They were good with Brandon Miller and Noah Clowney.
Were they really?
They were a good defensive team.
I didn't think they were that good that year.
When they had Herb, but they were still good.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't think they were that good that year.
Yeah, they were good.
But so maybe they were solid. They were pretty solid that year. I need to go look back at the stats, I guess. But I guess we'll say the best defensive team was with Herb Jones, and that's almost a decade ago, isn't it? Hasn't that been almost 10 years since Herb Jones was on Alabama?
It's getting close. I mean, it's probably he played. It's actually probably only 5 years, Dalton.
Oh, okay. Never mind. My bad. Anyways, the Bama team, and that's not Nate Oates' thing. We'll say that. That's Nate Oates does not hang his hat on the defensive end. It's all about hustling and stats. That's his coaching style. He looks at the stats and he looks at the percentages, and that's the way he plays, which it's worked for him so far. So you can't say he's a bad coach. He's turned this team around in a big way. I think Alabama wins a close one because I think it's going to be a big bounce back game for Bama, and I am biased, of course.
Yeah, well, Tomislav Ivisic. I guess that's the brother of Zomnevir Ivisic, right?
No,
it's not.
No, his brother, they're twins. He does have a brother, but they're twins.
Well, they have a Tomislav Ivisic.
It's weird. Let me look him up real quick.
He's only played in one game, but he had 21 points. He's a 7-footer for Illinois. I think that'll
wait. It is Tomislav Ivisic. My bad. I lied.
Yeah, that's his brother, right?
It is.
Okay, I was fixing to say.
I thought they were twins, but I guess not.
Yeah, I don't know, but I just worry about Alabama defending all these weapons for Illinois, and so I hate to do it, but I'm gonna pick Alabama or Illinois.
They are twins. I just looked it up. They are twins. I just thought they looked alike.
Yeah.
So that's my fault. That's my fault.
All right, Dalton. Last game here that we'll predict: Arizona versus UConn on Wednesday night. This is a huge matchup. between two good teams. Any thoughts?
I am going to go ahead and pick Arizona in this one, and here's the reason why.
Yeah, stop coughing. Sorry.
I do not think UConn is going to have the kind of performance that they had against BYU, because I think that's a rare performance. You're not going to have three guys score 21 and shoot 57% from the field. I think Koa
Maybe not.
I think Koa Pete also has a bounce back game. He only had, I think it was 7 points in his last game, and he's averaging 16.3. He's like I said, he's Arizona's best player. And are you going to try and tell me that, according to the paper, Alex Caravan is going to match up against Koa Pete? So what you're going to have to convince me is to say that Alex Caravan can stop Koa Pete. I do not see that happening at all.
He played poor the other night.
Yeah, he did.
I cannot stop coughing.
But he only shot 5 times. So I don't really think it's him playing poor so much he wasn't shooting the ball. When you only shoot 5 times, you're not going to score a lot. So
fair.
I think Arizona gets the win in a close one. I think they're going to be. I think their team they are to me one of the most, at least early in the season, one of the most consistent teams. Let me look at 84.8 points per game, holding teams to 67. Now UConn is averaging 91, holding their team to 62. Both shooting an insane percentage from the field, 50 for Arizona and 56 for UConn.
Again, small sample size, but still, that's impressive.
I just don't think UConn is going to have the kind of game that they had against BYU, and that's what it's going to take. That's what it's going to take to beat Arizona.
Well, I'm going to pick UConn. So we're going opposites here on this one. I think UConn is the more proven team. I think they're, they up to now, I think they've had the more impressive win against BYU.
Yeah.
And I know Kebaketa went out in that game, but, UCLA limited Arizona a little bit, held them to 69. I certainly think UConn can do that,
Yeah.
So I'm going to take UConn to win this. In KenPom, UConn is at 7. Arizona is at 11. They're very, very close. Again, this is a very small sample size, but still, I like UConn in this matchup. And I just think that starting 5, with those 3 guys who were going off the other night, you had Caravan and Demery, and you've got other guys like Solo Ball. He didn't even play that well the other night, and they still won the game. Terrace Reed is really good. He's averaging 20 points a game. So I think with all UConn's weapons, I think they're going to be a little bit too much for Arizona, and I think they win this game and cement themselves as one of the top teams in the country.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be another close one. We got a lot of great games this week coming up. I just don't, like I said, I think Koa Pete's going to go off. I really do.
I could see that. This is one of those games where he could just kind of have his, have a coming out party like he did against Florida. I could see that, but anyways.
Yeah. And what you're going to need from Arizona as well is you're going to need, if Anthony Del Orso continues to come off the bench, you're going to need to have another solid outing from him.
Yeah, he's going to have one.
Jaden Bradley has proved to be the leader of this team. Can he continue to take care of the ball and lead the team against probably his most difficult test? But I will say, I don't know. I know UConn's win versus BYU is really big, but I feel like Arizona might have a better win versus the national championship in Florida, personally.
I don't think Florida's as good, but I'm not as high on Florida. That's just my opinion. I'm not as high on Florida. I don't think they're as good as last year.
Yeah, personally. I agree with that. I do agree with that. I think that's a really big.
They both have very good wins. Yes. Very good wins. And yes, they all Arizona also has the win over UCLA. I just think UConn's going to win this game, and I think Coach Hurley is, going to have his guys ready and will beat Arizona. So
it's going to be a really great game.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm loving this slate of college basketball.
I know, man, dude. That's great about college basketball. You have these huge matchups in the non-con.
Yes, early in the season, I love that because it's just so good for college basketball because it starts to slow down a little bit in December before you hit conference play in January.
Yeah. I'm really excited about this week. It's going to be a good week.
Yeah.
Appreciate everybody tuning in today. hope you enjoyed the podcast, and we'll be back, Lord willing, on Thursday. God bless everybody.
Yeah. Please, I'm going to take a moment, and if you made it this far in the video, please hit that subscribe button for us. Share it with your friends. We've had some people comment. I think we had one guy comment, Master Chief. I'm going to shout you out. Thanks for commenting on our video. If you listen to this one, share it with your friends. Subscribe to us. It's free. It doesn't do anything to you. And we're trying to get this channel big. We really are. At least I am. I would love for this channel to blow up, and it'd be just cool to have something like this as a little side gig. So
yeah, appreciate you guys tuning in.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see you on Thursday, and roll tide as always.
All right, y'all take care.